What's up, people? Today's video, I'm going to be showing some of my Trump art. My page is called Paint the Trump because initially when I opened up this page I was doing artwork, Trump artwork, Trump paintings. So it only seemed natural to call it Paint the Trump. But then I morphed into a flag waving page and just kept the name. It's weird that if you think about it, I wave flags for Trump. My page is called Paint the Trump. And nobody ever asked me why I'm called Paint the Trump. This is the first Trump painting I ever did, right here. Yup. And most of my stuff I paint on wood. So this is painted on like 1/4-inch plywood. And then you see the frame is in the back because otherwise you can't hang it. It's only 1/4-inch plywood, so I attach it to this wooden frame I made in the back. I am asking you to dream big, to push for bold change, and to believe in a movement powered by the people and by their love of our country. This is the day we take our country back. Donald Trump, nothing's changed. We still gotta fight for our country, guys. I got up this morning and thought my channel was banned because I couldn't pull anything up. It was just dead in the water. And then I found out later that YouTube was down. Google was down. Google, YouTube, Gmail, the whole thing was down for, I don't know, a few hours. So what's up with that? I mean, what kind of a lie did they come up with to tell the public why they were down? Something's up. But at least I'm not banned yet. Something tells me I will be, though, at some point. So follow me on Parler. And I forget the other one. Rumble. Rumble sucks. So's Parler. I'm just not used to it. But follow me there in case Facebook and YouTube ban me. That's where I have most of my followers. If they pulled the plug on me, you know, and they censor me, then I got some people following me on Rumble and Parler, but it sucks, man. They control the narrative and they control who gets to speak in the public square. It's bullshit. I got some of these paintings here that are stencil paintings. Same thing, painted on 1/4-inch plywood. And then you can see I made a frame for the back so you can hang it on a wall. So this is a stencil painting. They're real easy to make once I create the stencils. I cut stencils out of tar paper. And then I can use them over and over again. I could make as many paintings as I want. And then to do the lettering, I created these handmade stamps where I just roll paint over the top of it and then I press it down, and that's how I do the lettering. So it was all about speed, stencils and stamps. This is a stencil that goes to a different painting, but you get the gist of it. You know, generally I got about 4 stencils that I lay down and roll paint over. I work from light to dark, and then the very last stencil will be the real detailed one, and that gets the darkest paint. And I like the stencils because it's just kind of cool to do a whole painting in like a minute with these. I'll make some videos at some point where I actually make the paintings and you can watch me do it. Trump 2 terms. So here's the same stencil painting but with different lettering. It's a little bit different. Trump, make liberals cry again. I got the little tweets in there. So what are we doing, guys? We giving up or what, man? I notice a lot less people showing up to my flag waves. You know, the general sense I get is people are, I don't know, depressed or something. Like, I'm pissed off. I don't feel like I lost. I don't feel like Trump lost. Neither do you. I feel like most people are just gonna let him stuff Biden right down our throats. But you kind of get the feeling that there ain't nothing you can do about it, right? The lying media keeps saying there's no evidence of the F word, fraud. I gotta be careful what I say now, or YouTube's gonna pull my channel or delete my videos. I think it's just inevitable. I mean, let's face it, the only reason I'm out here now is because the results of the election wasn't fair. You know, one side cheated, the other side didn't. I've been saying it all along. That's what was gonna happen. I knew it. Trump knew it, you know. He'd been talking about it for a year now. Here's another painting. Trump, this is just a one-layered stencil. You don't see any shadowing in there. So what I do first is I use one stencil to put the bricks back there, and then I paint the Trump, and then I do some star stuff after I, you know, put the lettering on there, build the wall. My garage is a wreck. This is where I used to do all my paintings, you know, and it's just gotten out of control in here. So I don't know if I'm gonna sell this stuff because it's so big. I might start doing some art smaller on either tar paper that I can roll up and ship, or like maybe some 16 by 20 canvases that I can ship easy. You know, I hate shipping stuff. This is another Trump painting. It's just a Trump face, one layered stencil. You know, the lettering is just a stamp. You know, I can do this painting in, you know, probably a couple minutes with the stamps that I have, that I made, and the stencil. So this painting is 23.5 inches by 32 inches. Not a standard size. Here's another one. Build the wall, stencil painting with the tweets. I have a lot of these paintings kicking around that I've done over the past year. In between waving flags, I've, you know, painted a lot of this Trump stuff. Most of the stuff you've seen has been big Trump stuff. This is the smaller stuff. But this one is hand painted. The hand painted ones take a lot longer to do. They look a lot better. And you can feel the texture on it. I usually lay my paint on real thick, and I always paint with house paint because it's way cheaper than art paint. Holds up better too. A lot of my art goes outside and sits out there for a long time, so art paint would never hold up that good. You are fake news. You know, I didn't even know there was fake news until Trump crashed a truck into it and they scattered like cockroaches. He woke us up to all kinds of stuff. Now we've woken up to, look how unfair our elections are, and gee, how long have they been that way? Trump, no doubt, our greatest president ever. No president's ever had to put up with this much shit, lies, you know what I mean? Round the clock, the media demonizing and lying about Trump 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and he was still able to get so much done. Basically, this president was ousted by the fake news and social media. Social media censoring conservatives. If you're a lefty, you can say whatever the hell you want. But if you're a Trump supporter or a conservative and they don't like what you're saying, you're censored. They'll pull the plug on you so nobody can ever hear from you again. You know, this is the kind of shit they do in communist countries. And we're letting them get away with it. How do you stop it? I don't know, man. I'm just one guy. How can I can't stop it. And Twitter and Facebook, they're censoring President Trump right now. You know what I mean? Pulling videos down and slapping disclaimers on his posts. I mean, it's insane. Trump, in hindsight, Trump's probably thinking the very first thing I should have done was busted up big tech. And he should have. So leading up to the election, we had so many people out there waving flags with us. I mean, it was insane. Hundreds and hundreds of people. And now Almost nobody. People are giving up. You know? And how do you feel having Biden shoved down your throat when there's nothing you can do about it? They keep saying there's no evidence of fraud anywhere. It's ridiculous. They won't even look at it. It's like everybody's on board with it. It's Trump against the whole world, you know? And the only people that have his back are the patriots that believe in him, you know? And admire him for his courage. And putting his neck out there on the line for America. You know, there's no greater patriot than Donald Trump. Greatest president ever. You know, and the school system will try to brainwash the younger generation into believing Trump was a Nazi or whatever. It's disgusting. You know, makes you wonder if you come back 100 years from now, what will Donald Trump's reputation be like? What, you know, how will he be remembered? Will he be remembered as one of the greatest presidents ever? Or will they just demonize the hell out of him? And will people look at him like he was a Hitler? You know what I mean? Trump never said a racist thing ever. Never. You know, he was just trying to make this country great. Democrats are trashing this place, and he was trying to fix it. They're gonna force Biden down our throat. He's China's best friend. We're all in trouble now. Liberal trigger painting. This thing is sprinkled. It's hand painted and sprinkled with all kinds of glitter. I clear coated it and then sprinkled glitter on it. I don't know why. For the hell of it, I guess. You almost can't even see it. It's so glittery and shiny. But it's Trump sitting on his throne. You know, he's got a crown on his head. That will trigger the hell out of the lefties. We always joked around, make Trump our king. Yeah, I would have voted for that. This is one I painted a while ago. It dropped and it's broken right here, but I'll have to trim it with the table saw to try to touch it up and fix it. This is a hand painted one of Melania. The media never cut her a break either. She's a woman. She's an immigrant. You know what I mean? According to the left, they should have put her up on a pedestal. She's the first lady. She's beautiful. They despise her because she's married to Donald Trump. She never graced the covers of any major magazines like Michelle Obama did. You know, she was on dozens of magazines every week, Michelle Obama. They glorified her. And she wasn't even proud of this country. Only one time was she ever proud, when her husband became president. At no other time was she ever proud of this country. She was the queen of the race baiters. You know, she's so oppressed. Look how she lives. You know, in a $40 million mansion on Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, she's got it rough. You know, she's just like Oprah. Talks about oppression, but she's got more money than God. If you think you're oppressed, think long and hard. Are you oppressed, or are you just fucking lazy? You're lazy, admit it. Yeah, I need to make smaller paintings because I don't want to ship stuff this big. So this Melania painting is 29.5 inches by 37 inches. You know, there's no standard size. It's just a piece of 1/4 inch plywood that I haven't made a frame for yet. So see how it's just plywood? You can't hang this on the wall. See what I mean? That's why I make the face frames for the back. It keeps it nice and square. If you look at this down the side, it's all wavy kind of, because it's just 1/4 inch plywood. So you need that face frame on there to make it all rigid, so that you can hang it. So that's another one. Maybe I'll donate it or something. I don't know. I got so much of this stuff kicking around. Not to mention I have a whole storage unit full of art. You know, musicians, movie stars, stuff like that. It's what I Mostly portrait stuff, some animal stuff. Before my page was Paint the Trump, it used to be called Paint the Trail, and you'd have to dig deep into this page to see, you know, my art videos and all the stuff I was doing before I started doing, you know, Trump related stuff. So if you want to take a spin through the archives on this page, it's if you go beyond a year ago, it's going to be mostly art videos, me creating artwork and stuff. Are people just in shock? Maybe that they witnessed an election that they know wasn't legit? Is that the state that we're in right now? You know, I would have hoped to see more people out there waving Trump flags because of what just happened, not less people. That tells me people have given up. I hate seeing that. This is a super fast, pretty sloppy stencil painting. Trump 2020 with the tweets in there. I don't really like this painting, but painted on fence pickets because it's cheap. I got used to doing art cheap. That's why I use house paint, because it's art and everybody wants to beat you up on the price. So the trick is use cheap materials and do it fast as you can. Have no time in it. That's been my motto. Check this one out. Triggered. King Trump. Triggered. Painting a Trump laughing his ass off with his crown on. You know, because triggering people's funny. Trump knows it. So do we. The left doesn't have a sense of humor, but we do. So we can't really be triggered. The lefties, they come pre-triggered because they don't have a sense of humor. And that's what we love about them. So I'm gonna keep waving flags, I guess, until the revolution starts. Because I don't know what else to do. I don't want to just put my tail between my legs and quit, like a lot of people seem to have done already, which is disheartening. You know, I'll wave flags for another 4 years, but you got to ask yourself, are you willing to fight that hard and for that long, and just so that we can vote with these voting machines again and vote by mail? You know, will there be another pandemic 4 years from now? You fucking better believe it. It worked pretty good for them this time. Why wouldn't they use it again next time? So we got to vote by hand. Don't use the machines. We got to count them by hand, and you got to let Republicans and Democrats count the same damn stack. You know, no more kicking Republicans out of the room, blocking the windows up so that Republicans can't see what the hell's going on. If we would have done this to them, it would have been the end of the world, and you know it. People seem to be giving up, and that's not going to help for the next time. You know, we got to fight hard to make sure that our elections are fair. Right now, they are not. Even the Democrats know they cheated. They just don't give a shit because their guy won, or appears to be winning. Trump should just stay there, refuse to leave. I could never sell this, only because it's so big and heavy. I wouldn't ship it. A lot of people complained about this one, but I don't care. Donald Trump, grab America one more time. Everything the left complains about, we Trump people embrace. And then we make t-shirts out of it. You know what I mean? They called us deplorables. We embraced it and made t-shirts. And say whatever you want about us. It doesn't hurt our feelings. Trump talked about grabbing a pussy. Big deal. All guys do. Hate to break it to you. But if you could hear guys in a room alone talking, ooh, you would be appalled. You'd be shocked. It's just guy talk. It's what we do. You know, Trump did it, and somebody secretly recorded him. You know, I bet there'd be plenty of times where somebody could have secretly recorded me And it made me look like an asshole. No doubt about that. You can do the same thing to any guy. We're guys, you know? Joe Biden actually shoved his fingers right in a pussy. Tara Reid. Most Democrats don't even know about it because their crooked, lying, biased media wouldn't talk about it. Yeah. Shoved his fingers right in Tara Reid. Against her will. They don't care. Trump can't even talk about it though. You know, I probably got $3 in fence pickets and 50 cents in house paint. Maybe $1 in house paint. I did this painting for under $5. And all I want is $300 for it. So, I'm gonna sell some art at some point. Soon, maybe. For me, I feel better about raising money for my channel this way. Then you get something and I get something. You know? For now, I have a PayPal link in the descriptions of my YouTube page. For anybody that wants to donate and help keep the channel going, because I can't do this for free for 4 more years. You guys want me to keep fighting or not? You know, I'm hoping to inspire people to get their asses back out there and wave flags. You know, Trump is our legit president. Everybody knows it. I'd rather be an American than a Democrat. And then behind it, there's a waving American flag. It's a stencil painting, and then I use stamps to create the letters because it's fast. So, but ain't that the truth? Democrats, you see a Democrat waving an American flag, they're faking it. You know, they believe that this country oppresses people. You know what I mean? And that we're doing bad things to black criminals and black drug addicts that resist arrest. So, let Black Lives Matter have their way like they do in Washington, D.C., and it won't be long and they'll write a law that says you can't arrest black dudes for anything, no matter what they're doing. Shit, wasn't that long ago, like a month ago, I forget where it was, a black dude pulled out a gun to shoot a police officer. The police officer shot him, and then they rioted and looted. You know, what's a police officer supposed to do? What can he do? You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. It's weird. It's like the world is turned upside down. I don't understand it. I don't understand how people could be this dumb. Look at this one. Oh. I don't always win. Just kidding. Yes, I do. Trump usually wins, but not this past time around in the election. He forgot to cheat, I guess. You know? You can't beat someone who's cheating. You know what I mean? You get disqualified if you're cheating. And anything else that you're doing in this country. If you're a kid and you're taking a spelling test in grade school and you get caught cheating, you get an F. If you're in MMA and you use an illegal move on a dude and you knock that dude out, doesn't matter. The dude that got knocked out still wins because you're going to get disqualified. But in an election, apparently you can cheat. You know, even if the evidence is right in front of you. They did it right in front of our face. Do you ever remember them shutting down an election right in the middle of it and told you to go to bed? We're going to finish counting the votes in the morning, and then you wake up and, oh, Biden won. What a hoax. What a fucking hoax. No, we're not that stupid. I hated to paint her. AOC. MAGA. Make AOC go away. I feel like this woman is single-handedly responsible for brainwashing the young people in this country into thinking socialism is a good thing. Socialism is the fair way to do it. It doesn't work. It's never worked. Ever. As a matter of fact, socialism has been the cause of death for 100 million people in 100 years. And she's pushing it. She sells t-shirts that say tax the rich. Now she's the rich. So you know, this woman could possibly be the most evil person on the planet, right? I mean, because if the young people keep getting brainwashed and she has more and more influence, It's going to be the death of how many people? Hard to say. Hard to say, right? We got to fight this, man. Because we all know where it leads. She's just ignorant. You know? Or she's pushing it, this objective just so that she can gain power, which is more than likely the case. She wants more power and more money. Either way, it's evil. She's a pig. I painted that as a joke. I don't know why I still have it. I need to get rid of it. So if they push Biden down our throats, this is the equivalent of a hostile takeover of our country. It was done sort of in slow motion, and nobody did anything about it. It's weird. It's weird how much we'll take before we snap. People might snap. This painting sums it all up right here. COVID-19. The great pandemic hoax of 2020. If nobody would have mentioned COVID ever, and the media never talked about it, you'd have never known about it. It's amazing how last year 61,000 Americans died of the regular flu, but nobody died of it this year. They used this to force us all into voting by mail so that they could cheat. Right? I ain't lying. That's how they did it. Anyways, come out and wave flags with us, man. I don't know what we're doing or for how long. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. I just feel like I can't sit still and do nothing. I know I can wave flags and make videos for now. And if they censor me, follow me on Parler, follow me on Rumble. I am on Twitter, but I don't have that many followers there and I don't post much in there. But Twitter is definitely one of those places that you're not safe. If you post something they don't like, they'll yank your channel away from you or your page. So just remember, freedom of speech. It was so important, they made that amendment first. And then the next one is your right to bear arms, the Second Amendment. They're coming after that one next. Watch. So, and if you live in Georgia, get your ass out there and vote. You know, I don't know how much the elections will be rigged there, but I think they're going to vote by mail and they're going to use these voting machines. So, you know, I know it feels like it's doesn't make any sense to go do it if it's going to be rigged, but there's going to be a lot of eyes on Georgia. So the chance of them cheating is going to be, you know, it's going to be a lot harder for them to cheat there. So it's important for everybody to get out there and vote in Georgia. If the Democrats can scoop up those 2 Senate seats, we're done. We're cooked. So let's not give up, people. We should be fighting harder now than we were before the election. You know what I mean? So, wave flags in your area. Do anything, man. Do something. Something is better than nothing. So come wave flags with us, man. Our group seems to be getting smaller and smaller, and that in itself is depressing. So we're trying to amp people up, and we're gonna keep fighting for our country. If you don't fight for your country, then you're just letting them have it. Why would you do that? Our country's worth fighting for, people. So let's keep fighting the good fight, all right? Oh, this thing is filthy. It's been sitting around a while. I probably painted this 8 or 9 months ago. This painting here is called Triggered. I'll show you why. Dusty, and it's got cobwebs all over it. Okay, watch this. I call this painting Triggered. All right, it's actually 2 paintings in one. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you look at it this way, right? But when you look at it this way, It's Donald Trump. Okay? And then when you walk by him, it turns into Donald Trump with a crown on his head. Is that cool or what? There's a lot of carpentry magic involved in creating one of these. Triggered! It's a lot of work to make one of these. That's probably why I'll never sell it. Okay, this one is filthy. It's been sitting in my garage. And it's heavy. It needs a lot of touch up. And it needs I need to complete the frame for it. But check it out. This is another one of those. I call these transitional paintings. They transition into another painting. Right? Melania. Alright, this is painted in black and white. See Melania? When you walk by her, she turns into Donald Trump. Haha, you like that? This one is 35¼ inches by 5 feet. It needs a lot of touch up, but it's cool. You like that, don't you? This is the last one I'm going to show you. It's a transition painting, but it's huge. Re-elect the lion. And it turns into Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the lion party. That bitch is not an elephant. You damn sure ain't no donkey. He's a fucking lion. Trump. Yeah. This one's huge. This one is impossible to ship. 57 inches by 70½ inches. I don't know who that is, but whoever that is just stopped and made sure I saw him, and they were giving me the thumbs up. Okay, our next flag wave is in Castleberry tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and every Tuesday we're going to be in Castleberry waving our flags, our Trump flags, so come out, join us. See you there.